Good morning, I'm Kevin O'Connor and welcome back to this old house and our 110-year-old shingle style here in Newton, Massachusetts. Now last week when I was in the backyard, I was actually standing in a ditch right here. We had a full concrete truck and a crew and they were pouring these footings, which are now in and they've actually been inspected. Eventually these are going to hold some columns, which in turn are going to hold a brand new porch off the back that will be connected to a brand new kitchen. And the kitchen is very much underway, not just in its construction, but also in its design. In fact, we're working with a brand new kitchen design team. And later this afternoon, we're going to go down to their beautiful showroom, and they're going to tell us about some new thinking in kitchen design. Now inside, well, we ran into some problems with the electrical wiring. So master electrician Allen Gallant is on his way, and he's going to tell us what we are up against. And in this corner, well, we've got a temporary beam in place, and I'm told that's coming out today because Tommy has also started some of the framing. Now Tommy, this beam you had to put in was because we had some pillars here, some columns that weren't any good?
We had two brick columns that were one right here and one at the corner of the building. When we dug out to excavate for this foundation right here, there was no footing. So these had to go. We then had to put in a foundation wall under the corner of the house and return it back to the front.
Okay, and so this is going to support the corner of the house.
Yes.
And this footing is actually going to be for a new staircase coming down off the deck.
There's a new stairway right here that's going to lead up to the deck, and this is going to be under that stairway.
Okay, so I'm looking at these, and they are sort of new to me here. This is some sort of a laminated lumber?
Well, this is actually new to me, Kevin. I saw these at the Builders Show, and it's dimensional lumber. It replaces a conventional 2x4 or 2x6, and this is a 2x6 made of chipped wood that's glued together.
All right, a concept that we've used before, but mostly in sort of the big beams, these big structural beasts right here.
That's right.
Now you're telling me we've got them for framing.
Now you can do it in dimensional lumber. So.
All right, so you've got them out here, but also we're going to be using them inside the house?
We're going to be using these inside and much more. On the first floor, we got a big 16-foot and a 10-foot beam that's going to go in to support some of the second floor. On the second floor, we've got to reframe some of the floor and make it level with a different type of engineered lumber.
All right, well, lots to do. Where do you need me?
All right, let's get started. I want to get this beam down right here. It's very heavy. We're going to remove these jacks. I want to take this one out first, so crank it down, Chris. All right. Now the second one there, Joe. Crank that one down. All right. Now, I've got the third jack, and I want to let this down. While I'm working on this jack, I want 3 guys on that end to stabilize that. This beam is going to flop around. All right, I got a temporary brace on this end to pull the beam up, and I can take the jack out and come down and give you guys a hand. Okay, you got it?
Yep.
All right.
1,
Up.
2, 3. Up.
All right, rest it on the jack. Great. All right, the beam's down. Let's get inside and get to work.
Over the years, we've used a number of different materials to solve structural issues. Steel I-beams, we've taken dimensional lumber and assembled it to make a beam. The lumber industry is always thinking of new solutions. So we brought in Craig Smith, he's an engineered lumber specialist, and he has some new things for us, starting with this beam.
Hi, Norm.
Now this must be over 20 feet long.
It's 22 feet long.
Now when I look at the edge, I see laminations of wood, so it looks very much like an LVL, a laminated veneer beam.
You'll notice that you did see the veneers, and it is made as a veneer product. It's made from veneers, but if you look closely at the end, those veneers are about 3/4 of an inch wide, 1/8 of an inch thick, and they're 4 to 8 feet long, running the length of the beam.
So instead of having sheets that are squeezed together, these are strands of fiber that are all glued together. So what makes it better than an LVL?
Well, it's the strongest beam that we make, and also it's available in one-piece widths. You can get this product 3.5, 5.25, and 7 inches wide in a variety of different depths.
Okay, so I don't have to bolt LVLs together.
No, it saves a lot of time for the builder.
Now, what's the species of wood that's used in this?
Mostly in yellow poplar or southern yellow pine. Yellow poplar is a very fast regenerating species that when it's cut down, it grows back from its own roots. We use 2nd, 3rd generation trees, no old growth forests at all involved in this
So
product.
very renewable.
Yep.
Now over here is another material that we've never seen before, this beam right here. And at first glance, it looks very much like oriented strand board that we use for floors, except it's in the form of a beam.
Well, it might look like it, but that's about as far as it goes. It is a strand product. The strands are a bit bigger than what you get in OSB,
right.
But it is manufactured for strength. So you can use this for your beams, your headers, We make 2x4, 2x6 studs. We make premium lumber in 2x8s, 2x10s, 2x12s, sill plates, a lot of different products made from timber
So it
strand.
has a lot of uses. How about the adhesives? Any outgassing?
Once it's cured, it's inert and there's no outgassing.
Oh, that's great. Now I know Tommy's going to use one of these in the kitchen. I can't wait to see how it works.
Great.
With the demolition done on the first floor, we begin to get a feel for the new space. Gone is the wall that separated the long, narrow kitchen from the bathroom. So now we have a big area for the working end of the kitchen. Now this is just a temporary wall that we need while we do some of the structural work, as well as this one right here. And soon they're going to be gone, giving us a magnificent L-shaped space for dining and cooking. And to open it up even more, we're taking down this wall, which used to separate the kitchen from the library.
To continue that open space, the architect wants this wall removed so we don't have a dark staircase. So we're going to remove the wall over here, down across the base of the stairway. We're going to install a support post with a new beam over here and another post right down here. Go down the other room. Get under that. Get under the beam. There's a post that's going to go on top of that black jack. Joe, get in the stairway. Slide it to Norm. Okay, Chris, put the post up on top of the jack. All right, now jack it up. Hold it straight as you can there, Kevin. Look at the post to make sure it's.
Looks good.
Down below.
All right, you flush there, Kevin?
Yeah.
All right, let me put a tack in this. All right, Joe, start pushing that up. Go ahead, keep going. Easy, right there. All right, good. Let's get a level on that. Check it. One more.
All right, the last column is in.
Okay, now the column's in, the beam's supported. I can take out this temporary wall. And with this temporary wall up on this side of the room here, we're now ready to remove this wall to insert our second beam.
And that's going to really open up this space.
It's going to make a big difference.
Our beams are made up of random pieces of wood fiber. Now here's a scrap, and you see the pieces of wood fiber on this side. But if you turn it on edge, you see that all those pieces are laminated together to form a very strong beam. Now our post is slightly different. These are long strands of wood fiber that run along the length of the post.
Now this post is supporting both ends of these beams. Now I mitered these beams and I cut them at a 45-degree angle with my saw. I drilled 2 holes and inserted these carriage bolts that I will through bolt, bolting the 2 beams together.
All right, so we got 2 beams in.
Right, and 1 more to go right up here, and then we can take down the temporary wall.
All right, well, it's already made a dramatic difference. Looks good. Hey, can you give me a hand with this guy here?
Well, up here on the second floor, it's a lot brighter since we took the stained glass window out and sent it for repair and cleaning. But when we reinstall it, we're going to have to think about additional lighting up here because it gets pretty dark. When we think of lighting, we think of our master electrician, Allen Gallant.
Hey, Norm.
Hey, Alan. Now, down in the first floor, there's going to be a fair amount of electrical work because of the new kitchen.
Correct. What I'm doing up here on the second floor, Norm, is I'm evaluating the existing wiring to the existing rooms. And actually what I found is we're going to be able to reuse quite a bit of it.
That's good news.
It is good news.
Now, on this end of the house, we're going to have an office and a master bedroom suite. A fair amount of work and a lot of new work, new electrical work.
Correct. But let me show you something here in the master suite that really sticks out to me. Here we have a bathroom that's going to continue to be a bathroom, and we have a sub panel in this bathroom.
Right, and you can't have an electrical panel where there are plumbing fixtures.
Correct. So we have to relocate the sub panel to the basement.
And then you're going to run new wires back up?
We will run new wires back up, correct.
Okay. Now, we have a fair amount of knob and tube. Tell me we don't have to deal with
No,
this.
it's all been disconnected.
All right.
Up here on the third floor, we found some problems and frankly, some unsafe conditions. Let me show you. Up here in the attic, which is above the third floor, I came looking for some junction boxes, Norm. Couldn't find any.
Yeah, and a junction box is a place that you can join wires together.
Correct. And let me show you a junction box here that was buried in insulation that had the plywood over. Code violation, big problem. And another problem I found here is look at this splice that was done.
Oh, look at this. They didn't even twist these wires together. They're just floating together.
Loose connection means sparks. Sparks means fire.
How did this ever pass an electrical inspection?
It didn't. We did some research down at City Hall and come to find out it hasn't been an electrical permit pulled in this job since 1961.
Wow, so this was an unpermitted job, obviously done by an amateur.
Correct. Handyman special. And I don't even know if I found all the junction boxes, Norm. I actually found a junction box jammed down here in the eaves, buried in insulation. Another major problem we found here is we have nicked wires, bare conductors laying in insulation.
Wow, that's a fire hazard, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So what are we going to do?
Well, we talked to Tom and the homeowners, and we've made the decision that we're going to rewire the 3rd floor for safety reasons.
Well, I think it'll be worth it, and everyone will sleep better when it's done, so I'll let
Correct.
you get back to it.
Thanks, Norm.
All right, guys, come and get it. We got burgers, dogs, and chicken breast.
Chicken breast? No. I'll have a burger, Paul.
Paul, keep them coming. We got a lot of guys back here.
Well, you guys doing all the work on the inside. Least I could do is cook for you on the outside.
Well, you know, guys, I think we've arrived. Doesn't get any better than this, a barbecue by the dumpster.
Yeah, who needs a new kitchen?
Oh, come on. These guys need a new kitchen, and it is well in hand. Your wife has already picked out the kitchen cabinets, and the other day I had a chance to meet our new design team. Hey, how about a burger? Yael, we work on a lot of kitchens, but I suspect you work on more. So coming from someone who's got such a beautiful showroom and who's renovating kitchens every day, I'm curious to hear, what are people asking for? What are the big trends?
Big trends I can think of two main trends, one of them being the unfitted kitchen.
What's an unfitted kitchen?
Well, right here, I can show you the fitted kitchen. You see cabinetry going from wall to wall.
So they're adjoining, they're attached.
Right, they're all attached, one finish, one door style.
All look like they came out of the same suite of cabinets.
Exactly.
So if this is fitted, what's unfitted?
Unfitted would be what we have over there. You see a beautiful furniture piece.
So separate and distinct. This one looks like it could be an armoire.
Standalone piece, spaced left and right of it.
But it is actually, oh, look at that, a pantry. On a well-designed one, too.
Exactly. What's nice about this pantry, not only does it look like a piece of furniture, it really functions as a great pantry because of the depth. It's not a very deep pantry. You can really see everything and can access things easily.
No point in having something 40 inches deep, you won't be able to find anything.
Exactly.
And then unlike a piece of furniture, you've actually got some shelves built into the doors here.
Right, with a glass front that you can see what's there.
So clever, okay. So very functional, but as you say, separate and distinct.
Right. But still, when we're doing the unfitted kitchen, we do want the balance. So on both sides of our sink unit, we have this other
Another
piece.
pantry?
No.
Oh, wait, no. A refrigerator.
A refrigerator with two freezer pullouts right underneath it.
Okay, and it's just hidden behind the same style doors.
Exactly.
So a custom piece.
You would never know.
Okay. So if the first big idea is an unfitted kitchen, distinct pieces that look like furniture, what's the second big idea?
The second big idea would be working stations.
Like the work triangle.
No, no more work triangle.
You got rid of the work triangle?
Yes, we are now working on working stations.
Workstation.
Let me show you.
Please.
So for example, we have the cleanup station right here.
Obviously a sink. What makes it a cleanup station other than the sink?
Well, let me show you what we have. We have a trash pullout right there.
So scrape your plates into here.
Exactly, rinse, and then you come to this nice cleanup unit.
Oh, this is clever, almost like a spice rack, but we've got sponges here, we've got paper towels hidden, all the stuff you'd expect to see, oh, and stainless steel too.
Right, protects the cabinets from the
The
detergents.
stuff you'd expect to see around the sink, but here it is accessible and hidden.
All hidden with the dishwasher, of course, at the end. All the functions you need around your cleanup station.
All right, but so you've got a cleanup station, and then if you have a big island like this, you've got a prep station, and I presume you're going to tell me here we've got a cook station.
Right.
It's a bit of an indulgence, isn't it? I mean, to have all these separate stations, you need all of this real estate. You need massive-sized kitchens, don't you?
No. We can do the same workstation idea, but really just be smart about it in the smaller kitchens.
You can really do this idea in small kitchens.
The same idea exact. Let me show you here. We have an average size kitchen, average size island,
Yeah,
but
this
again,
is
just,
probably the size kitchen most folks have.
right? All the smart ideas all combined in one.
So why is this island so smart? Looks pretty typical to me.
Well, we have our main sink,
Yep.
and then a nice cutting board, prepping area with a trash right underneath it. So when you're cutting, you can actually chop whatever it is and trash right there.
Prep and cleanup station right here.
Exactly. A nice stationed cutting board
Now, can you really chop on that?
You
Is that
can
sturdy?
definitely chop on this. Very sturdy.
Oh, that
It
is a-
extends your working surface, so you really.
I like that. That's a
can work
clever
on
idea.
that.
So it's about how you use the space.
It's about how you plan it, just being smart about the planning. That's
Yep.
it.
Okay.
Another great idea is this corner unit.
The Lazy Susan.
No more Lazy Susan, Kevin.
You got rid of the Lazy Susan
we
too?
did. This is the magic corner.
Oh, look at that. It just articulates that shelf in the back, right? So you can access this. Oh, that is neat. That is a clever use of space.
Exactly. No more jamming of the Lazy Susan, things falling off.
Beautiful. Okay, well, it is a wonderful showroom. I appreciate you showing us around.
Thank you.
Well, we've got a real kitchen that we need to design for our house. And this year, we're working with a brand new kitchen designer, Donna Venegas, and she's already gotten to work with our homeowner, Maddy. In case you haven't heard, Maddy, fitted kitchens are out, workstations are in.
No problem, Kevin. We have Donna, our great kitchen designer. Not only is she planning a beautiful space for us, but she actually listens to her clients.
Well, that's a great quality. Nice to meet you, Donna.
Nice to meet you, Kevin.
So what are you guys working on?
Well, first I sent Donna some pictures of things that I was hoping to have in our kitchen.
So what do we got here? An old chair?
Yes, these are actually the kitchen chairs I grew up with.
And these are going to go in a new house?
Exactly, after they were finished.
Gotcha. You got some more stuff. What's the story behind this?
This is a chandelier that my parents picked up at an auction when I was a child, and it's been in my dining room for years now, and I was hoping to use it as an inspiration in our breakfast room in that bay windowed area.
Well, I like the idea of the book, and it certainly is going to give you some inspiration, some cues to work off of when you pick your finishes.
Huge help.
All right, but before we talk about the finishes, since we have the benefit of architectural drawings, walk me through the kitchen layout here. What's going on?
Well, Kevin, given the size of this kitchen, we opted to go for a really strong statement with the island. So it's a really big island, seating for 4, room for prep, an additional sink. This is going to be the gathering spot of the kitchen.
Focal point, and did you start here by choosing your finishes?
We absolutely did. For the island top, we selected this end grain teak in a nice thick cut.
Oh, that is really beefy.
Well, the best part about it, Kevin, is that it's so thick that with time, when it gets a little scratched up, you can buff it down, re-oil it, and it's just like new.
No matter what the kids do to it, you can just keep sanding it down.
Exactly.
That's
Okay.
the idea.
So this is going to go on top, the countertop. I presume underneath we've got cabinets?
We do. We picked this creamy macadamia colored cabinet with a glaze as a contrast to the countertop. It has a lot of detail with this raised center panel and this applied molding here, so it's really going to feel like a piece of furniture.
Great. Okay, so we learned about workstations. Where are the other workstations in our kitchen? We've got one here.
That's right. Well, we have 3 relating to the island. The first is our sink wall for cleanup. The second is our cooktop wall, which contains several ovens.
So we also learned about making these different stations distinct from each other.
That's right.
Are you doing that in our kitchen?
We are. We're introducing the second door. It's very similar to the island.
So here's the
Only-
island door.
That's right, but we removed the center panel, so we have a flat center panel on the perimeter. Same finish.
Not quite as dressy though.
That's right, just a little more simple.
And what about the top? Are we putting teak on top of the other doors?
Actually, no, we're not going to.
Donna recommended this beautiful piece of mottled slate that I fell in love with its multitude of colors, and this color here picked up on the chandelier, which has a blue dome.
Sure, that's nice.
Well, wisely though, Donna had me take home a piece of this and see if it stood up to the family test.
And how did it stand up to the family
Let me
test?
demonstrate for you. So this is the piece that I took home, and the first thing I did was take a glass jar and kind of scraped it along, and this is just a regular jar.
Douglas and Spencer are going to have a field day with this.
Yeah, and they don't only use jars.
All right, so that's definitely a problem. Although better to find out now than after it's been put in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
What do you think about an alternative, Donna?
Well, I think what we need to go with is something that requires a little less maintenance and is a bit more durable. This is a man-made material.
So quartz and resin, most likely.
Exactly.
How's this going to hold up to the jar test?
Well, let's see.
That's it, huh? Similar color. That's great.
Yeah, it has the same aesthetic as that natural surface with the nice honed finish, only it's going to be zero maintenance for the family.
Okay, and also it will be different from the teak on the island. So we've got one more workstation here in the plan, back against this wall, completely distinct from everything else. What's the story with this?
This, we should really look at the elevation.
Okay.
So here it is on this wall
What are we
here.
looking at?
This we've made to feel like a piece of furniture, like an armoire. It actually is the refrigerator, the freezer, an oven, and a warming drawer.
Gotcha, and it looks like everything is covered in panels here. No
That's-
stainless steel exposed.
No stainless steel.
This is the panel door in a different color, olivine.
Right. So another bit of contrast. Set off that workstation.
This is our accent wall, so we chose to introduce this other finish.
So clearly a lot of thought went into this, and hopefully no lazy Susans.
Not in this kitchen.
All right, guys. What was a decent-sized bedroom is going to become a spacious master suite. And the way we're going to do that is by connecting this old bedroom to this space out here. Now, this used to be an exterior porch, but it is going to become a master closet over here in this corner, as well as a master bath. And that means 2 sinks right here, a toilet tucked over into this corner, and in this corner, a spacious shower. We'll lay down a tile floor, and we're not actually going to have a bathtub in this room at all. But before we can get started on that, we've got to compensate for the fact that it was an old porch. And what does that mean for us, Tommy?
Well, porches have pitch, and that's actually to shed the water away from the building.
So we're coming from this down to a low point over here?
Right.
And how low?
Well, in this corner right here, we're down 3 inches.
Wow, quite a bit. Not going to work for a closet. So do we have to shim these up?
Well, I could shim them, but look, here's another problem right here. These joists are 21 inches on center. Acceptable for a porch and acceptable by code, but not up to my standards.
Okay, so add some?
Well, no, I don't even want to do that. It's a lot of work to shim them, and it's a lot of work to add them. It's going to be simpler for me to cut these right out, add some new engineered joists in its place, make them level, and we're in business.
All right, I'll give you a hand.
Okay. Okay, Kevin, now these joists tie the outside wall to the house, so I don't want to cut them all out at once. I've also got a temporary bracing here, too. So what I want to do is take out 4 or 5 at a time.
All right.
Kevin, cut underneath that and cut the nail so I can pull this out. Okay, slide it to me.
All right.
I don't want to cut these joists any more than I have to because we may use them elsewhere. What we have here is a level line that represents the height of the subfloor in the master bedroom, and that runs entirely around the room.
So if we bring everything in this old porch up to that line, we'll have a level and even floor.
Exactly. Now what we did is we removed the old floor joist, and we filled that void with this engineered material, which gives us a nice flat surface to nail our hangers to so we can fasten our I-joist to. Now, this is a piece of the subfloor. As a sample, I make this up, put it up against the yellow line, represents the height of our subfloor, and now we're just going to run our I-joist right across. With our hangers in place, we're ready to slide our joist in. To attach the subfloor to the joist, you're going to use nails and construction adhesive. When applying the construction adhesive, you have to work fast before it skins over. Okay,
There you go.
there. Good. All right, there you go, Kevin. A new floor, level and strong.
Boy, that is satisfying. Nice job.
Thanks.
Hey, you know, next time we are going to do something with an old house about this vintage that even you haven't done before.
Oh yeah, come on, what is it?
We're going to put it up on wheels, and we're actually going to drive it 3 city blocks.
Well, you got me there.
Oh, you got to see it. Until then, I'm Kevin O'Connor
I'm Tom Silva.
for this old house.
So do you need a special license
I
to
got
drive
all the
it?
licenses I need. Don't worry about it.